Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for December 11th, 2024. Do not be deceived, the steadfast love of God. From James chapter 1, verse 16. Do not be deceived, my beloved brothers. In the tapestry of human experiences, deception weaves itself like a persistent thread, challenging our perception of truth and threatening our spiritual foundation. So James, with pastoral urgency, offers a profound warning that cuts through the illusions of our fallen world and points us to the immutable character of God. This brief yet powerful verse emerges from a context of spiritual testing and temptation. James understands the human tendency to misunderstand God's nature, to imagine him as capricious or unpredictable. But nothing could be further from the truth. God's character is not a shifting shadow or a fleeting emotional response, but a constant wellspring of grace and mercy. The word deceived carries deep theological weight. In the original Greek, it suggests being led astray, being misled by false impressions or distorted understanding. For believers, this deception often manifests itself in misinterpreting God's work in our lives during seasons of trial and struggles. When difficulties arise, we might be tempted to believe that God has abandoned us, that his love fluctuates based on our performance or circumstances. However, Lutheran theology, deeply rooted in Holy Scripture, emphasizes the doctrine of God's unchanging nature. Unlike human relationships marked by inconsistency, God's love is steadfast and reliable. God's promise does not depend on our worthiness, but upon Christ's perfect redemptive work. So every trial, every challenge is not a sign of God's abandonment, but an opportunity for spiritual refinement and growth. Consider the context of James' epistle. He writes to believers experiencing various trials, encouraging them to view these challenges not as punishments from God, but an opportunity for a spiritual maturation. The same God who permits testing is simultaneously the God who provides strength, wisdom, and ultimate deliverance through Jesus Christ. This divine consistency stands in sharp contrast to the shifting landscapes of human experience. Our emotions fluctuate all over the place. Our understanding wavers, but God remains unchanged. His love is not a reactive emotion, but a foundational covenant, committed, established before time began and sealed in the sacrificial work of Jesus Christ. So the warning, do not be deceived, is simultaneously a declaration of hope. It invites believers to root their understanding of God not in circumstantial evidence or emotional experiences, but in the objective truth of Scripture. When confusion threatens, when trials seem overwhelming, we are called to remember God's unchanging character, his mercy, his grace, his redemptive purpose. For Christians, this means developing spiritual discernment. We are called to see beyond surface level appearances, to trust God's promises even when circumstances suggest otherwise. Our faith is not blind optimism, but a confident trust grounded in the revealed character of a loving, covenant-keeping God. God's peace and many blessings be with you, and thank you for listening. And please take an opportunity to share this message with others.